Claude Code is amazing, but there's just one annoying problem that everyone runs into. You keep hitting your credit limit, and the frustrating part is nobody actually talks about why it's happening and how to stop it. So in this video, I'm going to show you 10 fixes that will help your limit last way longer starting today. Claude does not count messages, it counts tokens. And the easiest way to think about a token is it's worth about a word. It's like 75% of a word. But this is the big gotcha that nobody ever talks about. Message 1 might be 500 tokens, but now message 10 is 5,000 tokens. And the reason is because it compounds. So every single message that you send Claude, it has to then read through your conversation history in order to have context on what to reply with. So it reads every message you sent, every reply Claude gave, all the way back to the original message, every single one. If you think message 10 is bad at 5,000 tokens, message 30 is 232,000 tokens for a single reply. And keep in mind, we're specifically talking about this as a Claude Code behavior. So every time you send a message, every tool call Claude makes, every file it reads, every bash command, every single thing that you see it doing in the back end, it has to kind of read through all of that in order to make sure that it's doing the correct thing. Because after all, it's about to add a piece of code that could impact the entire project. And a developer named Aniket Parha actually found that 98.5% of every token was just Claude rendering old history, which means that only 1.5% was actually generating an answer. And this is the GitHub that he created, and I'll have it linked down below in the description. And basically what this does is it just helps you to see where your tokens are actually going. So for every 100 tokens you burn, only really like 1.5 are doing anything. So this is why you keep hitting your limit. Not because you are asking too many questions. It's actually because every question costs more than the one before it. Important distinction. And there's a second problem on top of that. The longer your session runs, the worse Claude gets. Like genuinely worse at its job. So not only are we burning through credits, but this is why it starts to contradict itself. It's going to edit files without reading them properly. You're sitting there thinking, what's going on? Is it hallucinating? You know, what's happening? It was fine an hour ago or shit 10 minutes ago. So what's the problem? Well, a study was actually done on this and thinking depth dropped 67%, kind of had to be 6-7, as sessions got longer. And for a big long session, they went from 92% accuracy all the way down to 78%. So we have this little conundrum here where you're spending more tokens and you're getting worse results. We got the old double whammy. So what I'm about to show you fixes both of these. All right, fix number 1. When Claude gets something wrong, your first instinct is what? I need to send a correction, right? I need to correct it. No, that's not how I wanted it. I meant this. It feels natural, right? Because we've been so trained to think that these AI models speak to us like humans. But by doing that, we just added another message to the history. So now every single time Claude Code is rereading that failed attempt. If Claude keeps getting it wrong 3 times in a row, you keep correcting it. Now you just got a pile of useless back and forths, and it's only making all your future messages even more expensive. The right way to go about this is to instead hit edit on the original message. So if we use this, I'm going to show you how in just a second. If we use this, now we're swapping that bad exchange for a good piece of information. So now we're getting the same quality results, but we're not adding on that extra unnecessary cost. So now we're here in Claude Code, and just like you want to add a skill, by the way, I have an entire library of skills to help you automate your content leads and ads in my community down in the description. You just want to type in / and then RE, and you're going to see down here, rewind. And when you press enter, it says restore the code and our conversation to the point before. And then we can actually pick in the conversation where we want to go back to, which is awesome. The next one is to only send one message. So if you have 3 different messages to send to Claude Code, most people are going to send 3 separate messages, and you start sending little one-liners like, oh, fix this, change this. But in reality, it's much better to send everything in one message, because otherwise that's 3 full context reloads. Claude has to reread your 3 separate messages for the exact same amount of work. So instead, just put everything into one message. One context reload, all 3 questions answered at once. And this is also usually better because Claude gets to see the full picture instead of giving it different pieces that it can't understand. And in Claude's eyes, it just sees them as completely isolated and has to completely re-understand every single time. Next is the reset habit. This could potentially be the biggest on the list. You know how when you start to get a little farther along in a Claude project, it just starts to feel a little bit off. Answers are getting a little bit vague. Things are just kind of going sideways and you don't really know why. This is what they call the session getting too heavy. So what we do to fix this is first, you ask Claude to give you a complete summary of everything that it's done and where it stands. So that way now we have a clear benchmark for where we are currently. And next, we're going to copy that, and then we're going to clear the entire chat, the whole thing. We're going to open up a new fresh session, and then we're going to paste a summary as your first message. You've probably seen this on Claude chats. If you're a serious Claude user, you've definitely hit limits like this where it says, oh, you can't send more messages or you can't send any more images. You want to quickly ask for a very detailed, in-depth summary. Get that summary, copy it, clear the current session, and start a fresh one. Then we simply paste it in. The reason why I think this is probably one of the most important ones is if you've ever gotten hours and hours or even days or weeks into a Claude project, sometimes you have the instinct to just let that current session linger a little bit because you think it's going to be more accurate or has more context or better context. So all I do is just I'll ask it the message like, hey, if you were starting a session completely from scratch, how much information would you actually need? I want you to answer all those questions and then give me a beautiful prompt so that I can just copy and paste it as detailed as possible. You always want to do this before things get bad, not after. Okay, next is turn off what you don't use. Now, this is specifically for if you're actually using the Claude.ai platform, right? This isn't going to be the exact same thing if it's VS Code or Anti-Gravity or whichever platform like that we're using, because this is really just more of a Claude-based thing where it allows us to control what we actually have on and off directly in our settings, like web search, connectors, extended thinking, things that we're not actually using. And again, go back and forth with Claude, figure out what do you think we actually need for this project and what do we not. Now, although we can't do this in something like VS Code or Anti-Gravity, where a lot of us are actually using Claude Code in, you can set up a Claude MD file that actually dictates the behavior that it takes and the actions that it takes based on that file that we give it. So we can actually give it the instructions, hey, don't use web search unless we explicitly ask you to do that. In comparison with normal Claude Code, as soon as you send a message, all of a sudden it wants to do web search and extended thinking, and oh, we need to figure out the right answer. It's all over the place. It's gonna waste all your money and burn a hole in your pocket. So we need to train this AI like a dog and say no. Now, this is a major one. Stop using Sonnet or these higher models for everything. Some people will just log in and start using Sonnet and Opus for everything, and they run out of credits and they wonder why. Opus is more for those extremely difficult problems. Anyone who says they're using Opus, oh, I only use Opus. Okay, well, you clearly just aren't spending the hours that like me and my team are spending on Claude Code, because even with these parameters, you'd still be absolutely running up a check. But all the little simple stuff like formatting, brainstorming, don't brainstorm with the best possible models, okay? Just because they have deep reasoning, think about it like this. Remember in school when they'd pair you off and they'd say, okay, you guys go work together and then we'll have a big classroom meeting at the end. Haiku is just your classmate, okay? You're going back and forth, you're working on your project, you get that final product, and then you present it to Opus or Sonnet to take you to that next step and continue up the ladder. You don't go blast all your credits with something like Opus for very simple tasks. And a lot of us are getting caught in the 1 million token trap. So Claude gives you a 1 million token context window. And I think that actually probably makes people worse at using it, because you see 1 million tokens and you think, oh, wow, I have so many tokens. And it's enough to make you stop being careful. And the progress bar looks fine. But the problem is, again, the longer the session runs, it's getting measurably worse. You might have 500,000 tokens left, but Claude's already giving you worse answers than it was at the start. So when we see the $1 million dream, million tokens, stay in the first 10 to 15%. That's the prime. That's where we're going to get the most accurate, best answers. And when we start to creep into that 15 to 20%, you got to start cutting people off. It's like someone won the lottery and they don't know how to spend their money. You got to be smart and make sure you reset before we start creeping into anything past 10 to 15%. And this one is a tricky one. I know our first thought is to go and upload our PDFs, our HTML files, our big Word docs straight into Claude. But the problem is you're wasting a huge amount of tokens. So yes, although the lazy, easy option is to do that, the better option is to convert everything over to Markdown, especially any HTML that we're bringing into project files, right? So if Claude Code or standard Claude creates an HTML for a landing page or something like that, and your first thought, like I said, is to just straight up drag that over to Claude Code. But look, converting HTML to Markdown, 90% fewer tokens. PDF to Markdown, 65% fewer tokens. A doc file to Markdown, 33% fewer tokens. So come over to a site like this. I'm not promoting it. I don't know what this is. This is just the first one that came up. Drag the file in, convert that to Markdown before we send it. And that way it can actually have what it likes. It likes Markdown. So let's give it Markdown. And it doesn't blast through our credits. Now this one's extremely important. Before you even send a message into Claude Code, you're already burning credits. And you might be wondering, well, how? What your skills, MCP servers, your setup files, all of that loads up before you even send a single message because it needs to have that context in the first place. That's how we can call skills. So we can call back to certain things that we have saved as files. All of that loads the second you open a session. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this command. As soon as you open a session in Claude Code, use /context. That's going to give you a response like this, 62,847 tokens before the session's even started. Now that's a lot of tokens, but for some people with bad file management or, lingering data, that's actually a reality. I will say though, if you're at like 50 to 100,000 tokens already, there's something wrong with you. No, I'm just kidding. But we definitely need to trim what we're not actively using. Now, picture this, right? You start a new chat and you send a message. You say, hey, Claude, let's get this, and this done. Let's build a landing page. Now it's going to have to ask you a question and say, what kind of landing page? For what? Without knowing anything about you, unless we have saved preferences. Without saved preferences, now we're spending the first few messages trying to get Claude up to speed with who we even are. And another word for user preferences is claude.md file. A claude.md file is simply going to be a file that fully explains who you are. It could be details about that specific project, how you want Claude to behave, what its purpose is. But we want to give it some context as far as all the information that it needs in order to get the job done that we want it to. And this way, every single time we start a new session, we never have to explain ourselves ever again. Now, the last one, this isn't about saving tokens, it's about making sure you never get cut off in the middle of something important. Because if you do, now all your work is gone and you have to start over from scratch. And this kind of game we play with the overages is something that's important for both normal Claude and Claude Code. So whether you have the Pro plan or the Max plan, you want to turn on overages. So basically anytime that it goes over, it'll automatically pull spend in credits. And then you just set a cap like $10 or $20 or whatever you're comfortable with. For the average person, I think you won't even need that. For me, I need it all the time. So it's really just dependent on what you need. But that time when you're like 3 hours deep, midnight, like you've been grinding in the project of your dreams, you'll be glad you turned this on. And another pretty valuable resource that I found is the Caveman repo. Now what this does is it essentially turns Claude Code into a caveman. So every response is just going to be a little bit shorter and more to the point, which has also helped me personally decrease my token usage. I don't know by what percentage specifically, but I've just noticed that obviously, you can use it a lot longer. And I'm also deploying a bunch of other techniques. And this guy, Julius Brucey, I think is his name. He says, why use so many tokens when so few do the trick? So shout out to this guy. I'm also going to have this link down in the description as well. And as always, if you're interested in automating your content, leads, and ads, as well as building really cool stuff and getting access to all of my resources, I'll leave my paid community down in the description. I appreciate you guys watching and I'll see you in the next one.